Hi guys, my name is Boyti and you're watching Joburg Today.
The journey started when my daughter, at the time she was 2.5, she's got the biggest and thickest afro hair you can think of. She comes home one day and she says, "Mommy, please make my hair flowy. I want flowy hair." And I looked at her and I actually even remember where I was when she said that. And that sparked something in me. I'm thinking, okay, how do I explain to her that even if her hair can grow as long as possible, but it will never be flowy because black afro hair is not flowy. So, and that made me look at her toys basically and see what type of toys was she playing with. And I actually found that she was having dolls that have flowy, long hair. So there was nothing really representative of who she is. And for her to actually, feel and start to be, familiar with her own hair. So it was familiar, so it was foreign to her. So when she then goes to school, all her friends have flowy hair, and it's only natural that she would ask for that. And so then I remember having a discussion with my partner, Caroline Tlahla, and said, Aisha said this, and now we know about hair because we came together to start Bounce Essentials Hair. And I said, we know about hair. We can have very Afro-realistic synthetic hair for the dolls, but then we needed to find a doll manufacturer because there was nothing in the market that truly, what we believed, truly represented an African child.
And where are these dolls manufactured and why?
So we manufacture our dolls in Europe. I'll take you on a little bit of a journey. When we started, when Caroline jumped at the opportunity as well, we then thought of going to China because China is known as the manufacturing hub of the world and things are much cost effective there. So when we went there, firstly, the manufacturers didn't jump at the opportunity to make a black doll. They told us the black dolls are ugly, they don't sell, so they were not interested in making black dolls. But when we then found about 3 manufacturers that were willing to talk to us, when we asked them, in terms of, the material that they use to make the dolls, and I don't know if you remember, about 10 years ago in South Africa, there was this big ooh-ha about toys coming from China that had toxins. And again, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying all toys from China have toxins, but I'm just expressing our own experiences, right? So we asked them, are you CE certified? What type of certifications do you have to show that the material that you use on the dolls are not toxic? They said, we can write anything that you want us to write on the certificate. What do you want us to write? That didn't sit well with us. We just thought, even if they were really toxic free, but we wouldn't really have the comfort that was the case. So we then decided to try the European market because we know that they don't really compromise on standards, and our dolls are CE certified, so which shows you that they've gone through the right testing and they've been certified to be toxic free.
Now, what makes these dolls so special?
Oh my goodness, where do I start? The hair, the noses, they're really truly representative of an African child. I'm married to a Ghanaian. My partner is Zimbabwean, and we're not very known for having very sharp, pointed noses. And most African kids, and this is a generalization, I know, but most African kids don't have your, very nicely pointed noses and stuff like that. And we find that kids then want to take pegs and walk around pinching their noses because they want to emulate what their dolls look like. So these ones are realistic. Look at the noses, they are flat, they are a little bit chubby, they've got pronounced foreheads and whatever. And again, we know that we're generalizing, but typically those are the features of an African child.
Now, you've brought these dolls into the market space. How's the market space reacting to them?
Wonderfully, wonderfully. More so, though, internationally than South Africa. And I think it's because our kids have not known anything rather than what has always been there in the market. But we can see that slowly, we are penetrating the market. But everybody that has bought the dolls, they just like wowed in terms of the quality of the doll. They smell of vanilla, and they just something beautiful for an African child to actually believe, this is Sibahle. We are beautiful. You know, as the brand name says, we are beautiful. And what my partner and I are looking at doing is really encouraging our young kids to grow up being affirmed, to grow up being comfortable in the skin that they are born with, right? And that is why we added our doll with albinism, Zuri. We want a child born with albinism to know that I am pretty. The fact that I've got less pigmentation than, you know, the rest of the African race, it doesn't mean that, you know, there's something wrong with me. You know, to grow up just being comfortable with who they are.